How does a shoe, a simple piece of footwear, transcend its basic function and become a global icon, a symbol recognized across cultures and continents? What are the key ingredients that transform a product into a cultural phenomenon? Let's look inside the box. Let's delve into the story behind the brand. Today we're talking about Nike, a company that has not only shaped the athletic apparel industry, but also influenced popular culture in profound ways. We're talking about the brand whose swoosh is everywhere, from elite pro athletes pushing the boundaries of human performance to your uncle's workout outfit, worn perhaps more for comfort than for actual exercise. It's a ubiquitous symbol. But have you ever wondered how that shoe, that piece of carefully designed and meticulously manufactured equipment, actually got to your foot? What journey did it take from concept to consumer? It's a wild ride, a story filled with moments of business genius, strategic decisions that propelled the company forward and cemented its place in the market, but also mistakes, missteps, and miscalculations that threatened to derail the entire operation, and a comeback worthy of a movie, a testament to resilience, innovation, and the unwavering pursuit of a vision. We'll peel back the layers, examine the inner workings, and uncover the hidden truths behind this global phenomenon. We'll trace the journey from two dreamers with a shared passion in Oregon, fueled by innovation and determination, to a global powerhouse that dominates the athletic market. This isn't just about sneakers, or athletic apparel, or even the pursuit of peak performance. It's about the intricate and complex supply chain engine that powers the whole machine, the global network of factories, distributors, and retailers that bring Nike products to every corner of the world. Nike's story is about learning, sometimes painfully, through trial and error, and adapting to the ever-changing demands of the market. It's about learning that how you make something, the ethical considerations and the social impact, matters as much as what you make, the quality and performance of the product itself. For years, everyone admired the shiny exterior, the sleek designs, the innovative technologies, and the powerful marketing campaigns, until the world looked under the hood, took a closer look at the manufacturing processes, and found some serious problems, ethical dilemmas that demanded attention. Today, we'll explore the scandal, the controversies that tarnished the brand's image and sparked widespread debate, the outrage, the public backlash that forced Nike to confront its responsibilities and make significant changes, and Nike's transformation, the steps the company took to address the issues, improve its practices, and rebuild its reputation. This is more than a business case, more than just an analysis of market strategies and financial performance. It's a story about responsibility, about the ethical obligations of corporations in a globalized world. By the end, you'll see that Just Do It is a lot more complicated than it sounds, that it encompasses not only athletic achievement but also ethical considerations and social responsibility. Ready? Let's get into the real story of the swoosh, the triumphs, the challenges, and the lessons learned along the way. Let's begin. The incredible journey of Nike, a brand synonymous with athletic achievement and global recognition, has a surprisingly humble beginning. The Nike story starts in 1964, not in a sterile boardroom filled with executives and strategic planning sessions, but in the trunk of Phil Knight's car. Imagine that, the genesis of a multi-billion-dollar empire nestled amongst shoeboxes in a simple automobile. Knight, a dedicated runner himself, and his innovative coach, Bill Bowerman, shared a vision. They saw an opportunity to import affordable, high-quality running shoes from Japan. At the time, the American market lacked access to reasonably priced athletic footwear that could meet the demands of serious athletes. Their plan was simple: bypass the established brands, bring in superior products, and sell them directly to athletes in the U.S. Initially, they called their venture Blue Ribbon Sports, a name that reflected their aspirations and the spirit of athletic competition. Knight personally sold shoes at track meets, engaging directly with runners, understanding their needs, and hustling for every single sale. This hands-on approach was crucial in building early traction and establishing a loyal customer base. Their first big strategic move was to focus on innovative design in America, while strategically manufacturing their products somewhere cheaper, leveraging global resources to maximize efficiency and profitability. Bowerman's relentless pursuit of innovation led to a eureka moment. His wife's waffle iron inspired the design for the now famous waffle sole, a revolutionary innovation that provided superior grip and lightweight performance. This breakthrough, combined with a new brand identity, led to a pivotal moment. Nike was officially born in 1971, As the running boom swept across America, fueling a surge in demand for athletic footwear, Nike strategically chased lower production costs across Asia, initially focusing on Japan, then expanding to South Korea and Taiwan, and eventually establishing manufacturing partnerships in Indonesia, China, and Vietnam. Crucially, they didn't own the factories themselves. They strategically outsourced production to contract manufacturers, allowing them to maintain flexibility, minimize capital investment, keep costs exceptionally low, and ultimately drive profits sky-high. By the 1990s, Nike had successfully transformed itself from a scrappy startup into a global icon, a brand recognized and revered around the world. Their success was primarily powered by innovative marketing campaigns and cutting-edge design, rather than direct involvement in manufacturing. The business model was undeniably brilliant, at least until it wasn't. The outsourcing strategy had undeniably made them incredibly rich, but it also inadvertently hid the real human cost of their cheap production methods. The world was on the verge of discovering the dark side of those seemingly affordable shoes, a reality that would challenge Nike's carefully cultivated image. The next chapter in Nike's story isn't nearly as pretty or inspiring as the origin story. Let's delve into what transpired when the world began to look closer, scrutinizing the conditions within those overseas factories. Prepare yourselves, because we're about to confront the scandal head-on. The 1990s, Nike is everywhere, but journalists start looking at the factories, not the athletes. What they find: sweatshops in Southeast Asia, child labor, unsafe conditions, and poverty wages. The media explodes. CBS airs damning footage. Life magazine publishes a photo of a child stitching a Nike soccer ball. Suddenly the swoosh means exploitation, not inspiration. Protests erupt, boycotts begin, and Nike's brand is in crisis. Nike's leadership denies responsibility. We don't own the factories. But the public doesn't care about technicalities. They see suffering behind the shoes. The company's hands-off approach is now its biggest liability. Nike's first instinct: deny, deflect, and hope it blows over. But the world isn't letting go. The brand built on empowerment is now a symbol of corporate greed. The pressure is on. What will Nike do next? The answer will change the company forever. Let's see how they respond. Next, the scramble to fix the mess. Nike scrambles to save its image. They roll out a code of conduct. No child labor, fair wages, safe conditions. Auditors are sent to factories, but inspections are staged and problems hidden. Activists and the public see through it, calling it greenwashing before the term existed. Critics demand real transparency. Publish factory lists, allow independent inspections. Nike refuses, citing trade secrets and competitive risks. Legal battles erupt. Mark Caskey sues Nike for false advertising. The case goes to the Supreme Court. Nike spends millions on lawyers and PR but avoids true transparency. Their attempts to control the narrative only fuel more outrage. The crisis deepens. Nike's reputation is in freefall. The world wants real change, not just promises. Will Nike finally face the truth? The turning point is coming. After years of denial and mounting pressure from activists and consumers alike, Nike finally admits the problem. The admission marked a significant turning point in the company's approach to labor practices. In 1998, Phil Knight, then CEO, publicly acknowledges the company's failures regarding its overseas labor conditions. This was a pivotal moment, a public reckoning with the criticisms that had dogged the brand for years. This is the pivot. Nike moves from defense, constantly reacting to accusations, to offense, proactively addressing the issues and setting new standards. It was a strategic shift, a move to regain control of their narrative. The first big step: radical transparency. Nike understood that to regain trust, they needed to open their books and let the world see what was really happening. In 2005, Nike publishes a full list of its 700-plus contract factories, detailing their locations and often, their labor practices. This was a bold move, providing unprecedented insight into their complex supply chain. An industry first. No other major apparel company had ever taken such a step, setting a new benchmark for corporate accountability. This bold move rebuilds trust with consumers, investors, and advocacy groups, who had long been critical of the company's practices, and sets a new standard for supply chain transparency and ethical sourcing within the apparel industry. Other companies began to follow suit, albeit slowly. Nike ties factory scores on labor and safety to business decisions, creating a direct incentive for factories to improve their working conditions. Good factories, those that prioritize worker well-being and safety, get more orders, solidifying their partnership with Nike. Bad ones, Those with persistent violations and unsafe conditions get dropped from Nike's supply chain. They partner with independent organizations like the Fair Labor Association for real accountability, ensuring that their factories are regularly audited and held to international labor standards. Nike invests in sustainability. Fly knit technology, for example, reduces waste by creating uppers with minimal material scraps. The Swoosh program recycles old sneakers into new materials, diverting them from landfills and giving them a new life. Worker empowerment programs are launched in factories, giving employees a voice and providing them with the skills and knowledge to advocate for their rights. Nike begins focusing on worker health and professional development, offering training programs and healthcare initiatives to improve their overall well-being. Treating workers well becomes a business imperative, a core value that is integrated into Nike's operations and decision-making processes. This is not just PR, but a genuine commitment to ethical and sustainable practices that permeates the entire organization. Nike turns its biggest weakness, its tarnished reputation regarding labor practices, into a strength, becoming a leader in corporate social responsibility. The company is now a leader in sustainability and ethical sourcing, not a laggard, setting an example for other corporations to follow. But the work is never done. The pursuit of ethical and sustainable practices is an ongoing journey, not a destination. New challenges and complexities are always around the corner, requiring constant vigilance and adaptation. Let's see what new hurdles Nike faces next as it continues its journey towards greater sustainability and social responsibility. The marathon continues with new challenges and opportunities emerging on the horizon. On to the next challenge as Nike strives to push the boundaries of what's possible in sustainable and ethical business practices. Nike's transformation isn't the end of the story. Global supply chains are messy, new problems keep popping up. COVID-19 causes factory closures, workers lose jobs and sometimes severance. Activists demand Nike ensure workers are paid, even after factories close. Allegations of forced labor in China's Xinjiang region put Nike in a geopolitical bind. The lesson? A perfect supply chain is a myth. Risks and ethical dilemmas never disappear. The real test is how Nike responds. Quickly, transparently, and responsibly. The grind never stops. What can we learn from all this? What are the big takeaways from Nike's journey? First, accountability. You're responsible for your whole supply chain, not just what you own. Second, radical transparency. Publishing factory lists changed everything. Trust is built by openness, not spin. Third, ethics and sustainability are strategic advantages, not just costs. Nike's innovations, like Flyknit, are good for business and the planet. Investing in workers creates a stronger, more stable company. Finally, leadership means humility. Admitting mistakes saved Nike. The real test isn't avoiding failure, but owning it and leading forward. Nike's harshest critics pointed the way to redemption. These lessons go far beyond sneakers. They're about how to lead any organization. The story isn't over. The race continues. Can Nike keep setting the pace? Let's find out. We've seen Nike's journey from car trunk to global leader, from scandal to reform, but the race isn't over. New markets, new technologies, and new ethical challenges await. Can Nike's systems and culture withstand the pressures of the future? The commitment to ethics must be renewed every day. Is Nike's transformation permanent, or just good PR? The true test is in the follow-through, not just the comeback. As you lead your own organizations, remember, greatness is about how you do things, not just what you do. The world is still watching. Will Nike continue to just do it right? Class dismissed.